There you go, AJ.
Yep, great to be here. Can't wait for Kirk. Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk.
Look at that time.
Hell yeah.
I'm doing well.
Appreciate you. D-Butts is here. Coach Milano's
yeah.
here.
Look at this.
I got this for you, Kirk.
I got this for you. So
What is it?
Bag of cash?
Sweet bag.
heritage gear, and that's really why I'm here, Pat.
Okay.
I love you, but I'm here to
Yep, I understand.
to promote the cause. The heritage gear. They make these great bags. They're all made in the U.S.
USA.
And they've partnered
USA.
recently with a chef, Robert Irvine, a celebrity chef, who's out here around Radio Row this week.
Hell yeah.
And he
Robert's here?
Big, strong dude.
He's young.
between now and February 14th, they're sorry, I can't hear you guys. They're
Can you not hear us?
I can't hear you. I'm dead.
Really?
Really?
So
I can hear you.
Yeah, you sound great.
You sound really good.
I sound good to you though.
Great. You sound
Really
great.
good.
Yeah.
You guys sound
Can
like
you hear
can
us?
me.
Great pipes.
I got nothing. It's in and out.
Oh.
Okay, now we're
Mike
live.
check,
Okay.
Mike
There we
Okay.
go.
Now we're good.
You're good?
Perfect.
The
Look
Rock.
at you with a dial.
Well, I think The Rock's head.
Want me to hold
I
that
think
now?
it potentially. There's a chance that one of those got. The Rock, did you see
He
his
is that
head?
strong, yeah.
Yeah, did you see his head?
Yeah,
Okay,
very
so
deep.
to get back into the heritage bag here, this
Yeah, so these heritage bags, they're partnering with Robert Irvine. All bags sold at heritagegear.com between now and February 14th. All proceeds from those bags will go to help veterans. They're finding 1 in 6 veterans and their families are food insecure, struggling with getting food, and so the proceeds will go to Robert Irvine's foundation, which is helping veterans and feed veterans and their families. So go to the website, buy a bag, feed a veteran. They're great bags, and they're officially licensed. So you can get one. You know, like I got one Michigan State. My wife's got one from Georgia because that's where she went to school. So
Go, Dogs.
That's yours.
Hey,
Go
hey,
America.
hey, this is mine?
That's yours. Go America.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for this. This is a hell of a
Yep.
bag. All these other ones are fantastic
Yep.
and for a good mission, too. Helping out
No
the
doubt.
heroes, obviously. Chefs for Vets right here, Heritage Gear. We have the website pulled up. Shout out to Kirk Cousins and shout out to you for the bag, brother. I
So
appreciate it.
I've been a guest through a laptop before,
Yeah.
but never here in person. So it's fun to be on the set.
How's it feel? This isn't our normal set. This is much nicer than what we know. How has the year been? Obviously, you
Yeah,
got Achilles injury that kind of derails everything. Then the story becomes the pastronaut. Then the story becomes what are the Vikings? Now we're looking at a future with massive question marks. But this past year, if you had to describe it as one thing, what would it be?
It was crazy. Last time I saw you in person was at the Netflix premiere in LA in July.
Oh, yeah, you became a superstar. I
So
forgot about that.
You kind of had that to go into the season, and then we went 0-3 to start the year. We were moving the ball on offense, so I felt like it was going to come around, and it started to come around. We got won 3 in a row, beat the Niners on Monday night, went to Lambeau. We were playing really well, and then all of a sudden, the fourth quarter with 10 minutes left, Kevin called a play on a 3rd down, and I thought, I can't. We're on the edge of field goal range here. If I take a sack, we're not going to have a field goal, so I'm going to kind of get through my progression quickly, and if I see the C's part, I'm going to go north and south to keep the clock running with this lead and get the field goal. And when I went to put my foot in the ground and go, my heel stayed back and my body went forward. And
Did you know immediately? They said with Achilles, you know immediately.
no, I didn't. I've never had a surgery before, so I've stayed really healthy. So I didn't know what that would feel like, and the thing ruptured so fast that I had no real pain in my Achilles. All my pain was in the rest of my ankle. So I just thought I had a really bad ankle sprain. But then when I went to walk off the field, I pressed into the Lambeau field, and it felt like the ground disappeared. And I was like, I got a problem. And so I hopped to the sideline and then went into the blue tent. And it took our foot and ankle surgeon like 2 seconds to put his finger right on my Achilles and go, you tore it, you're done.
Hate to break it to you, but this is the one. Now, it looks like you've been moving around. We saw you shirtless,
Yeah.
I think, for shirtless moving, walking up to the.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm 3 months in. I got about 4 months to go. And, everything's been a good process. It hasn't been I'd never had to rehab something. So I was a little nervous about it's going to be boring. Is this going to be exhausting? It's been a good process. The Vikings trainers have been phenomenal with it. And I was going to ask you, because you played a lot of games at Lambeau. We always wear the long cleats at Lambeau.
Yeah.
And I just wonder.
So you were wearing screw-ins when you tore it?
Screw-ins. And I never wear screw-ins.
See, I never really wore them either, but people, I know other opposing teams would come in, and
Yeah.
Sean Payton would make his teams wear screw-ins in Lambeau a lot of
Totally. And I think especially as you get later in the year, you really have to do it. And we had a bunch of slips in the game the previous year in January, so we said this year we all got to do it, no exceptions. And Brian O'Neill had tore his Achilles the previous year at Lambeau wearing the screw-ins. First time he ever wore them, he tore his Achilles.
Oh, so what you just said there is not just like,
I just wonder. But again, it's a little bit like, well, yeah, I can point to 17 other things that make you wonder too. So
what do you wear when you go back there and play in Lambeau again?
I don't think I can wear screw-ins just out of knowing what happened. I think I got to wear normal cleats, and as a pocket passer, I can get away with that.
Yeah.
If you're a receiver who I'm trusting you to make a cut and I'm anticipating the throw and you slip and it's intercepted, I'm going to be upset you didn't wear screw in. So it goes both ways.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. But the whole wire, a lot more Achilles.
Yeah.
Seemingly.
Yeah, that's the other thing is Achilles are up in general.
Why?
So you're
Why?
I don't have a good answer.
Do the research, Kirk.
I've asked that since the day I tore it. My surgeon said he just feels like people's movement skills are better now. There's more force being generated, but he told me, early in his career, he just didn't see the volume of Achilles tears that he sees now. So I don't know what's going on.
We tried to bring it up during the conversation during the season because it felt like more bigger names. And then obviously we're directly associated with Aaron, and he tore an Achilles.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
maybe we start thinking to ourselves, is it just because we're experiencing with Aaron, or is there actually more Achilles?
Yeah.
Felt like there was more Achilles. Now, sounds like you're going to be back to full health. Everything's on.
Yeah, when I heard it, I knew 2023 was over. But I also knew timing-wise, unlike Aaron, I had plenty of time to get ready for 2024. So my hope is to get back fast enough where I can be a part of OTAs, be a part of minicamp. But, my trainer.
Yeah, but where?
Good question.
Kirk.
Good question.
Tell us the answer.
We're probably a month away.
Pittsburgh, maybe?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Steelers?
Yeah. Minnesota. You got Justin Jefferson. He's getting questioned. You're obviously the belle of the ball when it comes to quarterbacks, free agents. Now, every team needs quarterback. Every team will try to get a quarterback if they don't have a quarterback. I assume, and Darius said this earlier, we've never seen Kirk Cousins sign a deal and go, bad deal. Ever. We have never
Fully
seen
guaranteed.
that ever happen.
No.
Kirk Cousins signs a bad deal. Like, incredible businessman you are.
I give Mike McCartney, my agent, a lot of credit, too, because just about every time we sign a contract, I'm just doing what Mike says. I'm not really thinking for myself too much. So.
Well, shout out to Mike, and I assume you're a part
Shout
of
out to
the
Mike.
whole conversation. But now you and Mike have had to talk, I assume. And how do we feel? We got to feel very comfortable with how we've played the last couple of years. Obviously, what we put on tape, and with where the league is about wanting and needing a quarterback, people are going to do things. It's like you put yourself in a great position. I assume that's how you feel.
Yeah, I've always kind of viewed that my job is September through January to do all I can. And then when you get to late February and you get to March, I'm kind of more passive, and it's okay. Now Mike McCartney and the teams have to do their job, and then my job shows up again, on the field in the other month. So my job ended a little earlier than I expected when I was on that cart, going off the field in week 8. But I realized, okay, it's over. My part of the deal is over now, and I just wait till March to see what happens. And the reality is we're still a month away, so not much is going on. And in a few weeks, I would think that's when we can start to know more.
Ty has a question for you.
Come on. All right, first of all, come on. We know what's going on here. I'd love for you to leave Minnesota, leave the division. So I know you've
He's
had
a big Packers
Yeah, I am. A lot of great times there. But there was a report that said that you'd be very interested in playing for Coach Belichick if he were to get a head coaching job, and then obviously he kind of gets left out. But how much of that was truth, or were people kind of just saying, hey, he's kind of the number one QB in this carousel. Belichick the same. Like, let's put these two guys together. And how I assume you would like to play for Coach Belichick.
Yeah, well, it's hard to turn down a Hall of Fame coach, but that's what I said. But I was on an interview where the person doing the interview had a Falcons helmet behind them, and they were saying, what if, and started doing all these hypotheticals. Coach Belichick gets hired, this. So that was my answer. But honestly, I'd love to be back in Minnesota. But even Minnesota, those conversations just don't start yet. It's more late February, early March. We're early February. So just like I've been doing since I got injured, you're just kind of buying your time and rehabbing. And until we can get to March 1st, maybe a little after that, you just don't really expect much to.
Until then, we're hawking Heritage bags.
Until then, we're supporting vets with Heritage gear.